All right. Good morning, 601.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Good
news for you.
morning.
Good morning. Good news for you all. Mr. R is back up and running. He should be here in a moment. His camera works and he's fully rested. He's not sick anymore. So yes, 3 things we need to have with us. 1, we need to have something to write with, a pen or a pencil. Even if you know the work, I need you to write it. You'll see why later on. Pencil, pen. I need to have a notebook or a pad or paper, whatever you're writing on. And then I need this thing called the brain that we all have. We all have the brain. We all have some kind of paper and we all have something to write with. All right, today, guys, it is Friday, October 30th, 2020. And here's today's agenda. I'm going to verbally tell you. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks, Chris. We are going to review for the interim assessment, which is on Thursday, November 5th for math. Today, we will review 7 questions. At the end of the 7 questions, what's going to happen is you will be taking a quiz. You only have 1 chance to take the assessment. That's it. There's no resetting the scores. So you need to pay attention and you need to take your notes.
I will be right back.
There will be a quiz and the assessment will be on 2 questions on ratios, a question on GCF, a question on LCM, 1 on absolute value, 1 on above, below, and at sea level, and then a graphing question, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we're going to get started now. Mr. R will be coming in a few minutes. Let me present the screen, and let's get the show on the road. Here we go. Please stay muted until I call you. So here's how it's going to go. Carlos, you are going to do problem 1 for me when I get there. Question 2 is going to be Andrew. Question 3 is going to be Nia. That's the order so far. Please remember your number. Here we go. All right, let's get started. I will start you off by.
Hi, Mr. Noah.
Okay. Hi. All right, let me get started. Yeah.
I don't see it.
Okay, you got to give me a second. Does everyone see it now? No?
No.
All right, let me try again. All right, let me try one more time. Sometimes I don't know. How about now, guys? Better?
Yes.
All right. Today's learning target. I can successfully show my understanding of the 6 number system. And be prepared for my first interim assessment that will be on Thursday, November 5th of 2020 in math. So you're going to review today. Today's all about reviewing the first unit. That's what it's about. All right, problem 1. Can I have my reader, please? I assigned 3 students. Number 1, please take it away.
Can I read?
When it's your turn. I already assigned 3 people for the first 3, okay? I'll give you a turn when it's time. Okay, problem 1. Where are you? I think that was Carlos, no? Carlos, I think you were my helper on number 1. Can you read it, please?
Yes. A basketball player attempts 30 baskets and she makes 12 out of the attempted baskets. Which ratio describes the number of baskets the player made to the number of baskets the player attempted?
All right, so Carlos, we have to read this real careful so we can get it right, sir. Made 30, attempted 30, and had 12 attempted.
Okay, so it's 12 over 30, I can tell.
Okay, so I'm going to write that down.
But now we have to simplify it.
So what? What do I divide by? Excellent, Carlos.
We have to divide by
What number?
5. 5, I
Really?
believe.
5 goes into 12 evenly?
6, maybe.
Okay, yeah, 6 will work. And we might have to do it again, so help me out. What's the new fraction? 12 divided by 6 is what?
2
Good. 2. And what's the denominator?
over 5,
So what answer?
which is an answer.
Which one? A, B, C, or D? key, right, Carlos? What this is saying, guys, please write this down. You don't have to write the question. You could just put the work I wrote. So 12 baskets were made. So for every 12 baskets made, the player attempted 30. For every 2 that were made, he attempted 5. These are equivalent ratios. They are equal. All right, number 2. Thanks, Carlos. You earned your points today.
I'm not done.
Number 2. Number 2. Let's go. Where are you at? Number 2, where are you? Who's reading it? Who's reading number 2?
Sorry.
It's okay. I didn't know if you forgot or are you still writing?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give you guys another 20 seconds. 20 more seconds. If you already got number 1 done, try number 2 on your own. You're finding the GCF of 36 and 90 while we wait for the student to do it. Whenever you're ready.
Writing.
Okay, take your time. Go ahead.
I finished writing.
Okay, so can you read number 2 and try it for us?
Yeah. What is the greatest common factor, GCF, of 36 and 90? Hint, list the factors.
Okay, so what are we going to do?
We're gonna put 36 and 90.
Okay,
Um,
and then what?
we're gonna make columns for them.
Make columns. Okay, keep going. I like how you're using your language.
For 36 times 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, you want to start in order. 1 times what, Andrew?
Oh, sorry. 36 times 1, which is 36.
Okay, so I'm going to do it like this. So 1 times 36. Then what? Does 2 go in?
Yeah.
How many times?
18?
How about 3?
Yes.
How much?
12.
How about 4? Does 4 go in evenly?
4. I think so. Yeah, 9.
Good.
4 to 9.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Sorry, there's too much background noise.
It's okay.
6 times 6.
Okay. Now, that's that. Let's do 90. 1 times what?
1 times 90.
Good. What else?
2 times 45.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. So 2 times 45. Then what? 3 times what?
3 times 30.
Mm-hmm. What else? 5 and what?
5 times 18.
And
5.
6 times
6 times 15.
Mm-hmm. And there's one more. 9 times.
9 times 10.
All right. Now, Andrew, you want to circle all the common factors. Do they share a 1?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to circle that. Please write this down, folks. Do they share a 2?
Yes.
Do they share a 3, Andrew?
Yes.
Okay, right? You guys remember this, right? Do they share a 6, Andrew?
Yes.
What other numbers do they share? Do they share an 18?
Yes.
So what is the GCF of these numbers, sir?
The GCF of these numbers is 18.
Right, so we're going to write the GCF of, what is it, 36 and 90 is 18. Bam! Pretty straightforward, no?
Yep.
Again, I need you to that when you find the GCF, you are listing the two numbers that multiply to give you that product of that big number. Okay, you're listing the factors.
They also share a 9.
Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. 9 and 9. He is, bam, correct. Money. Thank you. And the greatest number out of all those numbers would be 18. Most students think it's 9, Andrew, because they don't know that 18 can go into both these numbers evenly.
Oh.
Yeah, so be careful. Don't be that person. Okay, I'm going to start at the top and erase 36. I'm going to start erasing the circles. I'm going to erase the line, the numbers, and then the rest of what I have is all text box. Text box. All right, moving on to number 3. Number 3, I think that was Nia, right? Okay, Nia, can you please read the problem and tell us how you would tackle this?
Which point of the number line is the opposite of 5 over 1 over 2?
So Nia, question, what's the opposite of positive 5.5, young lady?
Negative 5 over 1.
So we're looking for negative 5.5. Now, Nia, we're gonna go through each point. Where is this question? Where is 5.5? What point is 5.5?
Is at where the S is, and then where
So what is point P at? The location of point P. Negative what?
Q is negative 5.
Q?
I mean P is negative 5.
Negative 5.5, right? What is Q? It's in between 0 and negative 1. What number is in between 0 and negative 1? Negative what?
Negative 0.
Negative 0.5, which is the same as what? Negative 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's go to point, we have, what is it? Point R. Where's point R located? It's in between 0 and 1. What number is in between 0 and 1? Look at point Q.
Negative 0.1.
It'll just be actually 0.5 or 1/2, right, dear? Because it's on the positive side, right? And you got this. Point S, you just said what was the location? You said it was 5.
Positive 5.
So now, this is what Nia just said. Nia just said, check her out. She said, this is positive 5.5. Where is the opposite of that? We need a negative. Which point is in the negative side?
P.
P would be the opposite. So the answer you would write, and I'm going to highlight it in blue, would be point P on the line. Does everyone see that? What I did here is I wrote the location of each point to make it easier. So you would just write point P as in pita. This shows negative 5.5. This shows me 5.5. Does everyone see that? This shows me negative 1/2 on Q, right? Negative. And this is positive 1/2. Does everyone see that? I hope so. Yeah? Okay, does everyone see that? You will see this exact question on your assessment. It will just be asked in a different way. They might ask you, what is the opposite of, they might say like, what is the opposite of something else? You know what I mean? They might say, what is the opposite of negative 1/2? You would tell them positive 1/2. You would say, if they ask you what is the opposite of positive 1/2, you would say negative 1/2. If they ask you for the opposite of negative 5.5, you would tell them positive 5.5, which then would be in whatever point value that is at. Right? So I'm going to give you another 5 seconds to write that down. I hope I hear polygons in the background. Someone's learning about geometry. All right, I'm going to erase this now. All right, so here we go. There's this. We are going to take this away, guys. We are going to take this away. We are going to, all right, we're going to move on now to number 4. So number 4, Joelle. I'm going to make this a little smaller because it's really large. All right, Joelle.
Okay.
Consider the list of numbers in the table below. Before you do it, we have this symbol. What is that symbol called? Do you remember?
The absolute value.
Good. Now, can you talk to me before you do it? I want you all to write this down. Do you remember what the absolute value measures? Is the what? Starts with the D.
The distance.
A number is
It's 0.
good. Is it positive or negative?
Positive.
Good. I want you to keep that in mind. It's always positive. Now, check this out. If absolute value measures the distance a number is from 0, it's positive, right? We need to figure out the bracket represents the absolute value. How far is 4 from 0? Right? We're technically going to be only graphing what's either in the absolute value or the integer. So let me ask you this question, Joelle.
Miss Canella, I'm here.
Sort of. What is the absolute value of 4?
4.
4. If I asked you -1, we would just graph -1, right?
Yeah.
What is the absolute value of -6?
6.
6. So now your task is to figure out, right? We're going to be actually graphing the numbers that are here in black. That's what we're graphing. We need to figure out which one of these number lines shows the correct location of these labels, of these points. So let's look at A. A should be 4. Is A 4 and A?
Yes.
Okay, so that could be an answer. Is A 4 and B?
No. Yeah.
Yes. How about in C? Is A a positive 4?
No.
No, so we cross it off. And is A a positive 4 and D?
Yes.
Okay, so now we already know that the first one we got. Let's look at B. We need B to be at what number? What integer?
-1.
Okay, so we're going to go through the question. Is B at -1 in choice A?
Yeah.
Okay, is B at -1 in choice B?
Yes.
It is?
Why no?
No. Goodbye. Is B at -1 here? It is, but we already know that the A was. So now we're left with either A or D, Joelle. This is what
It's gonna be A.
let's figure it out. We already know that A and B are correct on A and D. We got to make sure that it's correct on C and D. So the absolute value of -6, I'm technically going to graph -6. So point C should have a dot on -6. Check this out. Is that -6? Is that -6?
No.
So what does it have to be?
D. Oh. I was so sure that it was D, but then I got confused after.
A lot of students are going to think it's choice A because they're going to graph the absolute value of -6, which is 6, okay? Got it? All right, Mr. R, the next 3, 4 are for you, sir. We already had the following students go. Joelle went, Carlos went, Nia went, and I forgot the other one that went.
Me.
Nia and Andrew.
So the next participant would be. Let's try Tori.
Miss Canela, I think you forgot Carlos.
Yeah, I
Did
said
you hear me?
yes. I did, Mr. R.
So is Tori okay?
Yeah, I think Tori can do it. This one's pretty simple.
Okay. Apologies, I'm on my phone, so I don't know if you can hear me that well. So it says, which number has an absolute value that is less than 5, Tori? Now, in order to do that, you must find the absolute value for all the answer choices. The absolute value of 5 is what, Tori?
5.
Good. What about the absolute value of -6?
6.
Okay, and 10?
10.
And -4?
4.
Now it says, which number has an absolute value that is less than 5? Which one would it be? A, B, C, or D?
D.
D is correct. Very simple, very easy, straight to the point. Everybody see that?
How did you get the answer though? That's what I'm confused about.
What do you, so, Mr. R said the question says you have to find the absolute
Does
value.
everybody see that?
No,
Oh,
Joel does not see it, Mr. R. We need to help him out. Are you,
Joel, what's the absolute value of 5?
5. It's 5.
Absolute value of -6?
6.
And the absolute value of 10?
10.
And the absolute value of -4?
4.
Now it says which number has an absolute value that is less than 5. Which one would it be?
4.
know what kind of 4?
Positive 4. Look, the absolute value of positive -4.
There we go. You see
You
that?
see how you did that? You have to do it step by step. Always ask yourself, what is the question asking me? That way I can solve it. All right, the next one is going to go to Chris. Chris, you ready? Chris?
Yeah.
All right, it says two whole numbers have a least common multiple of 60. Each number is less than or equal to 12. The greatest common factor of the two numbers is 2. What are the two numbers? Clearly, we have a lot of answer choices, right? So it says it's greater than or equal to 12. So can we do 15?
Yeah.
15 is less
We
than,
can.
Wait. No.
It says it's less than or equal to 12. Can we do 15?
No.
and, okay.
No, we can't. So what do we do with letter D?
We X it out.
That's right. Good. Now we're going to have to find the GCF and the least common multiple of 6, 10, and 12. Remember, hint, the GCF has to equal 2. So 1 times 6, what's the next one? 2 times,
3.
good, keep going. Is that all of them?
1 times 10.
Mhm.
Good.
2 times 5.
Next one.
1 times 5.
Okay.
1 times 12. 2 times 6.
And
3 times 4.
you know,
Good, perfect. Now, real quick, I want you to identify the greatest common factor. First of all, look at 5. Is there a greatest common factor that's equivalent to 5 right now?
No.
you said
So
no.
what do we do with it?
We X
We
it out.
cross it out, right? Letter B, we cross it out. Now we're left with 10, 12, 6, and 10. So I'm going to cross out 5 for the greatest common factor section. And now I'm going to go down and I'm going to start looking for the greatest common factor in between 6, 10, and 12. So what are we left with, sir?
We're left with 6.
Oh, I was telling him to identify the greatest common factor. So
Oh.
all of them have the greatest common factor of 2, right?
Yeah.
You look at it, right? Boom, boom. So all of those could be an answer choice. That's my point. Now we're going to go on to least common multiple. That's skip counting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 6, 12,
18.
Mhm.
24.
Good.
good, keep going,
30.
keep going. All the way up to 60.
All the way up to 60.
Yeah.
Yep, 42.
42. 48.
Good.
54.
And
60.
And then,
60.
good. Now let's try 5. Oh, wait, we got rid of 5, Miss Camilla.
Yeah, I did.
It's 54. Sorry, it's lagging. 10. Chris.
20. 10, 20.
Yep.
Oh,
Miss
30,
Canella is doing something.
10, 20, 30.
40, 50, 60.
Yeah. Now let's try 12.
12 times 1, Chris.
12.
12, 22, 24,
Good.
Good.
38,
36.
6.
Good
36,
try. Next one.
40, 40,
48. Yep. And then 60. Right. Good. Now, remember the two numbers have to have the greatest common factor of 2 and the least common multiple of 60. Now, real quick, is the least common multiple between 10 and 6 60?
yeah.
The least. I can see why you said yeah. Which is smaller, 30 or 60, Christian?
30,
So,
Right. So is it 60?
yeah.
No, it's not, because it's the remember we're looking for the least.
Common factor.
There you go. So then you got to cross out 6,
So it has to
and
be.
we're left with 10 and 12, right?
yeah, he just said it. Good.
Bingo, sir. You realize that we had a lot of steps to that one, right? And it was kind of confusing.
Yeah.
But as soon as you guys read carefully and do it properly, you should be having no problems trying to find the correct answer.
Okay.
Chris, do you see why
All
the
right.
LCM is 60 here, sir? Of 10 and 12, right? 10 and
Yeah.
12, the last two, the only number they share is 60. That's why it's correct. Do you see what Mr. R did with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This was a trick question, right, Mr. R?
Very tricky. And I just want to reiterate, yes, you can find common ones, guys, but you got to make sure that you're answering the correct answer, right? The least common multiple between 6 and 10 are 30. It's not 60. So when we do it again, between 10 and 12, we notice that the least common multiple of them two are 60, and then the greatest common factor of those two as well is 2, giving us the result of answer C, 10 and 12. Ms. Canelo, the next one is going to go out to Carlos. Is that okay?
Sure, he can go again. No worries. The more the merrier. Hey,
Carlos, this is all you, bud. Right? We
Coordinate
have
plane
coordinates.
show a polygon with 4 vertices graphed that have -5, 5, 2, 4, -6, -2, and 6, -2.
So what do you get, sir? Which one?
I can already guess.
Explain your procedure.
I could see that it's A because you lined out the graphs beforehand.
No, we're doing that to all of them.
Let me see.
Miss Canela, can you scroll up just a little bit that way they can see the coordinates? Perfect. So in order to tackle this problem, Carlos, you have to go to the origin, right? And start jotting down the points. The first point is -5, 5. Where do I go? Left or up? Left or right or up and down?
We have to go up.
really?
Left.
What's the first coordinate? The first number of any coordinate is on
We
what
have
axis?
to go down.
Really?
Wait, hold on.
Ah.
Carlos, what's the first letter?
Negative.
The first letter is X, right? Then the second number is Y. So I'm asking you on a coordinate, that's a coordinate. First number is X, which is horizontal. So,
Wait, how? How is it? How do you have to go left? But you have to. This is confusing me.
5 on the number line. Is it to
all
the
right, so Carlos, I'm gonna call on somebody else and just follow along with me, okay?
Yes.
Let's try Andrew.
Okay. I think it's B.
Andrew, tackle this problem. Hold on. Andrew, tackle this problem like if you're doing it on your own and explain every step.
Okay. If you go down to B, we have to start. I forgot what's the middle part name.
Origin, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
The origin. So first we have to go from the origin. We have to go all the way to -5 to the left,
Mhm.
What axis is that?
which is the x-axis, and the top
Good.
is the y-axis. So,
Good.
and then we go up 5, which is +5. So
That's the
that's
first
5,
point, right?
-5, yeah. And then we have to find 2, +2 and +4. So from the origin, we're gonna go 2 times to the right, and we're gonna go up 4 times.
So
Good.
comma,
You found the second point.
good.
And
Find
for
the third point for me, sir.
we have to go. It's -6, so we have to go 6 times to the left, and we have to go and
Starting at what? We start at the origin, right? Yeah.
yeah, we start to the origin and we go down to,
You found the third point.
and then +6 and -2. So we go from the origin all the way to 6 to the right, from the origin, and then we go from the origin all the way down to 2.
Good. Carlos, did you see his step-by-step analysis? Carlos? Carlos? Andrew, thank you. Perfect job. Miss Canella, can you hear me?
Yes. I wanted to stress, guys, if you notice the little closed circles were the vertices are the endpoints where the X and Y point are going to meet on the plane, right? Except the X and Y, the ordered pairs, okay? Yeah, or Andrew, you did a really good job on that. Thanks for helping out Carlos. All right, that's it, Mr. R. Now we just got to do,
You have to open up the test because I can't.
so here's what's going to happen, guys. Still, just a reminder, 2 things. In order to get your credit, your camera must be turned on, number 1. Number 2, to get your next credit for coming to class, you need to hold your notes up on the screen so we can take a screenshot so that we can give you credit for those that took notes. So if you took notes, you have 10 seconds to hold it up in the screen because I'm going to take a screenshot. Hazel, I need notes and I need a camera on. 10, 9, 8.
Math is the best.
Okay. 7. Doesn't have to be exactly. 5. Looks like these are the people that get credit. Okay, I'm taking the picture. I don't want to waste any more time. That's it. Those that have their screen up, so got credit, did not. Okay, I am going to open up the quiz. The quiz is going to be for you to do. You're getting a one-time chance, and one time only.